Scanning. Identity authorized. Welcome to the Secret Superhero Club Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, your home for discussions and debates about all things animation. Each week, we'll rank, review, and revel in animated shows from yesterday and today, and from around the world. So grab your Acme slingshot, set your mobile suit to autopilot, and put on your mouse ears. The Animation Station Podcast begins now.
So Josh,
Yeah.
happy birthday, bro.
Thank you.
How old are you now?
None of your business.
Oh, really?
Old enough.
You're not proud of your age?
No, it's sad.
Are you embarrassed by your age?
No, it's just sad.
It's
'Cause,
sad.
like,
How
when I
can an
look at-
age be sad?
When I look at my age, I'm like, I've done nothing.
Sure you have. You've started a world-class podcast.
Well,
We're listened to all over the world.
Yeah, shout out to, who is it? Who's our newest one? It's Kuwait.
Was it Kuwait?
Shout out to Kuwait.
Yeah, Kuwait.
And I
Getting
think
in the
Sri
game.
Lanka.
No way.
I think Sri Lanka was there.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy. I was surprised
Estonia.
by Estonia.
Estonia.
That was one, yeah. That's awesome.
And other regions.
Well, we should check today and see if maybe there's another birthday treat of a new country tuning into our
Country.
podcast. We'll
Maybe
have to
we
check.
can get that Antarctica.
Yes,
Maybe
that,
we can
that
get that
science
Antarctica.
outpost listener. That's what we want.
If we get Antarctica,
That's our ultimate
right?
goal.
If once we get it, we just stop the podcast. It's like,
Right.
done.
Right.
We've reached the pinnacle.
Totally. So as another little birthday gift, we decided to watch your favorite Disney movie today, didn't we?
Yes, we did. But
I'm
first,
so excited to
I think
talk
we should
about
do
it.
some little introductions.
Okay, we can do introductions.
You want to take it this week?
Yeah, welcome everybody to episode 21. We're now legal. What?
Of
Just chill, dude. God, you have your own picture of everything in your head just because I do it differently.
I mean, you're just like, yeah, we're legal.
They know what we are. They listened to the intro already.
It.
They already listened to the
But
intro.
You gotta say it. How do you know? Maybe I put a Lion King intro. That was just the opening
What?
sequence to the Lion King.
The Circle of Life opening?
Yeah.
God, that's
Maybe
the
I did
best
that.
start to a movie. It's so good. I know. Because the intro already said what we are.
No one did it.
Why didn't it say it?
Because I'm putting it at the thing. Just say it. Gah!
We're the Animation Station Podcast, if you didn't already know that. Satisfied, Josh? He's dying on his birthday.
I'm too old.
What are you, 28? 28?
Yeah.
Nice. You sound 74 right now.
Oh, God, it was worse. I tried to be funny. Welcome, everybody, to episode 21 of the Animation Station Podcast.
Nailed it.
My name is Josh, and joining me is...
Gavin. You caught me off guard. I was drinking.
Yes, I did.
A special birthday episode where Josh not only celebrates his 28th birthday, but dies in the process.
It's his last one, too.
Because he tried to drink water too fast.
Yeah. Don't do that, kids.
I won't. So,
Water's
what's going
bad.
on this week? We got any animation thingies?
We got a
happening?
couple. Let's see. The new Boss Baby trailer dropped.
Cool.
And I did get to see that in the Rogue One previews
Oh, yeah, we
yesterday.
did. Yeah.
No, we didn't. You
I
did
thought
it.
we did when we went and saw it. Where did I see it? I saw it recently.
On my phone.
It was on your phone?
I posted it.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. This whole weekend's been a blur.
Yeah,
so.
it's been crazy. But yeah, like I think last night or yesterday afternoon, we got Boss Baby.
Mm-hmm. Did
The
you get
Pirates again.
Okay. I'm excited for that one. Yeah.
We walked in at the tail end. We were a little bit late. We walked into the tail end of the Spider-Man one
Ah.
and Guardians.
Okay.
So
Cool.
it's all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, not anything new.
Not a lot of big news.
Oh,
this
you
week.
saw the Mummy trailer.
Yeah, Mummy
Yeah.
trailer. That looked pretty good. I like a good Tom Cruise, don't have to take my brain into the theater explosion type movie.
Yeah.
I like those. Those are entertaining once in a while. And this one looks good. I like Egyptology.
Well, before we go into what you did this weekend, the only other thing that dropped, we just had the 2 trailers. We had the Boss Baby trailer and the Despicable Me 3 trailer.
Ah, yes.
Which, can you guess which one of those I want to see?
I don't think you have any interest in Despicable Me 3.
No, it didn't look good. That trailer was...
Did you see the other 2?
I saw the first one.
Did you like it at all?
It was alright.
Okay. I really liked the first one. The second one was a pretty big drop-off for me.
It had Miranda Cosgrove in it.
Sure, I don't know who that is.
It's iCarly, bro.
I never watched that show.
Well,
What was she in
Carly.
it?
Carly.
No, in Despicable Me. What was she?
The eldest daughter.
Oh, okay.
One.
Cool.
Whatever her name
I
is.
do like the little girls. They're adorable in
They
that.
were the only good part about
and
that
I
movie.
like Gru. I think he's amazing. But
Minions
that
kinda were like it.
second movie is not very good. And I didn't see the Minions movie, even though it's like the second or third highest grossing movie of all time. It's stupid. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one I'll definitely see. There's going to be a lot of good animated things come out next year. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
There's one more left this year, right? Sing is the only major
Sing's
release that's left, right?
Unless
Cool.
they decide to up Monster Trucks,
the
new classic.
Wow. Yeah, that one looks terrible. But
Storks comes out this week.
what does?
Storks.
Oh, on
It's out for
DVD and
DVD.
Blu-ray? Cool.
For the DVD and the Blu-ray.
Nice. That's awesome. I think that's an owner. Would you own that one? I think I would own it.
If there's like a director's cut of the movie where it's just the family, then yes,
You can
I
skip
would.
to whatever scene you want on a Blu-ray.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, I really like that movie. I'm more than likely to
good.
get it.
It's good. I still haven't gotten Kubo. I need to get Kubo.
Yeah, I need to get Kubo.
That's
I haven't
like
bought that.
top of the list to buy.
And everybody be sure and get your tickets for Mononoke.
Mononoke.
It's like in 3 weeks.
Woo! That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Spirited Away was so cool on the big screen, and I'm glad they're bringing Mononoke because I never got to see any of those Ghibli movies when Disney started releasing them on the big screen. I think the only one that I've ever seen on the big screen was Ponyo. That's it.
Well,
like most animated films, they are more impressive on the big screen.
hopefully Fathom will continue to do this
Mhm.
because I think they've partnered with G Kids, which is like I think the distributor now
Mhm.
for all the Miyazaki stuff.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean,
Nice.
they have like a bunch of the license, so it's like
That's
might
awesome.
as well throw those
they should
puppies up.
definitely, and I think they realize they've got something because they sold out the Spirited Away and they extended it an extra weekend. So if Mononoke goes well, I think that bodes well for the idea.
I don't know if it'll go as well just because it is darker.
Yeah, it's
And
darker.
Billy Bob Thornton's in it,
but-
so
I don't know. I mean, it's really catering to Ghibli fans, which are mostly adults anyway. So I don't think that's a problem. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see it on the big
So
screen.
you had some news.
Gorgeous. What's my news?
Oh, you were saying something. I interrupted you.
No, I don't think I had any news.
Interesting.
You interrupted me saying some news?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's all right. Did
All
you
right.
do anything special this weekend?
We went to a party last night, a big, ugly Christmas sweater Christmas party, which was fun.
You got to hear my my Jasmine.
I did hear your Jasmine. You rocked a whole new world. Yeah, so I did, while we were caroling, we transitioned it into YouTube karaoke, and we eventually got to Disney, and you did a delightful Jasmine on A Whole New World.
I thought so.
Nice job. Is that practice for the chance to sing with Brad Kane at the expo?
No,
if that happens
that's
again?
practice to sing with Liam.
Oh, to sing with Liam. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot. Okay, that'll be perfect.
Oh yeah, Brad. Like, did you say Brad Kane or King?
Kane.
Brad Kane. Oh look, Josh Kane, Brad Kane. Hey, let's do a duet.
Telling you, man.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I've already got the song down, so I mean, it's not.
Pretty
I
much.
already got it.
Pretty much. But yeah, my voice is a little bit low and raspy today because there was much loud singing happening at the party, and I kind of blew out my voice. So
Yeah.
I have a more sultry, velvety tone today.
That's not really
Or it's
velvet.
just crappy.
That's like,
yeah, sandpapery.
yeah,
Is that it? Sandpaper.
Well, I was going with maybe like a corduroy. So It's like,
Right.
oh, this is kind of soft.
I have a distressed denim voice today.
Like
Stonewashed.
like a burlap sack type.
Nice. All right. Oh, that's fine.
All right, you ready to get into this movie?
Dude, I'm so ready. I love this movie. So, Josh, tell us what we watched.
So, for my birthday, decided to watch the best Disney movie ever created.
In 1994.
Ever. We watched Disney's The Lion King.
Yes. So good.
Fantastic.
I never get tired of watching this movie. And I've watched it a million times.
Now, Gavin, you were telling me a story about, like, the intro to this movie.
Yeah, the cool thing that I remember as a Disney fan back in the early 90s is going to see the movie Aladdin, which I was totally pumped for. And during Aladdin, they released the teaser for The Lion King. And the teaser they released is that first scene with the Circle of Life song and that whole opening intro with all of the landscapes that give you the entire picture of the savannah and where they are in Africa and all the animals and Pride Rock and everything. And then when it ends on that drum beat and Lion King, like that was the teaser. And I can't tell you the amount of excitement.
May 1994.
Well, yeah, and when Aladdin came out, it was 92, so it was a 2-year wait still, and that was just, it was so exciting, but it was so mean at the same time.
Was Aladdin a summer or was it a winter?
I don't remember. I want to say it was a winter.
Okay,
because
well,
I think
like
Lion King was the first summer release. Yeah, but when you're a kid and you see a year that's +2, you think it's 2 years away, and But I can't tell you how exciting it was to see that as a teaser. It was spectacular. And yeah, the anticipation that built up over those 2 years led to the fact that I ended up seeing this movie 16 times in the theater in 1994.
Chivas.
That may have bled into 95, as I know a lot of them at the end were like at the dollar movie. So, I was obsessed with it. It was, at the time, it was my favorite Disney movie, and it blew my mind. It's such a gorgeous work.
So great.
I love it. And then when it came out a few years ago in 3D, I saw it another couple times in the theater. So the total in theater for me is 18, but if I had to guess, I'm over 50 views of this at least in total, because I've watched it on DVD. Well, I watched it on VHS.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I watched it on VHS.
Golly, I'm probably more closer to 100. I mean, I have watched this movie so many times.
Because, yeah, I mean, you know me. Like, if I watch something, I pretty much remember the whole movie. Mm-hmm. So, for me to watch a movie multiple times, it has to be really, really good.
Right.
Like Lion King 2 Simba's Pride. Seen it once. Only ever needed to see it once. I remember that movie. Mm-hmm. I know pretty much the character names, not so much.
Right.
But the rest of it, I got it. I got it all up in here.
Nice.
Only had to saw it once. Same thing with Pocahontas too. Only saw that movie once.
I still haven't seen that. I got the Blu-ray with both. Interestingly, there's a tie-in with Pocahontas here. They started Lion King and Pocahontas production simultaneously. And almost all of the top Disney animators jumped on Pocahontas. None of them thought Lion King was going to be anything. They all wanted to work on Pocahontas because they thought that was going to be the prestigious piece, the big next thing for Disney.
Was that 95?
Boy, were they wrong. Yeah, it came out the year after. I mean, they did fantastic work on it. Glenn Keane animated the title character of Pocahontas, and she's amazing. But Pocahontas, it didn't come close to what Lion King did. It's really fascinating because most of the people that worked on it, it was their first major production, being like lead animators and things like that of these characters. And from what I read, it sounds like it was really a lot of the people who were interested in drawing animals, which not a lot of animators are necessarily interested in drawing naturalistic looking animals. And so it kind of gravitated a lot of those people to it. And man, what they came up with was amazing. And clearly it was a success. It is the #1 highest grossing hand-drawn animated film of all time. I think it sits currently at number 6 all time as far as all animated films. Or maybe that's just Disney. It's way up there. It's just shy of $1 billion at the box office. So it's one of those Titanic movies. And then just the revenue stream that they've got with those 2 sequels you mentioned, 2 different TV series now. They had the Timon and Pumbaa one, and now they've got the Lion Guard. And then with the hugely successful, long-running musical on Broadway, I mean, it's probably the biggest revenue stream ever of an animated film.
Yeah, we're getting a live action, too.
And a new live-action adaptation that is coming out in like 3 years? 2 years?
I think it's I thought it was 2018.
Really? That's pretty fast. Okay. So, I mean, it persists in a way that, is positive. People still love it. It's a bona fide classic. It's one of Disney's very, very finest output. So, I'm happy to talk about it today. It never gets old.
No. Yeah, like I said, I love this movie. It was my favorite growing up. I can't remember if I saw it in theaters. I want to say I did.
How old were you in 94? You would have been 6?
I was born in 88, so...
Yeah, so you would have been 6, depending on when it came out.
I would have been 5.
Yeah, you would have been 5, because it came out before this month. I
would have been 5.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I saw it. I don't remember.
It's just hard to remember that young, yeah.
But, I mean...
So did you get to see it in the re-release when they put it out in 3D?
No, because I don't like 3D movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everybody can do 3D. I understand that. So really, your experience with it is on the small screen.
Yeah, it's pretty much VHS.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And yeah, through Timon and Pumbaa. Timon and Pumbaa. What a weird, stupid show that was.
I never saw it. I never watched it.
The
only auxiliary thing that I ever consumed was that dang video game that is the hardest video game I've ever played in my life.
Yes.
So hard.
We've talked about that stupid game before.
We did. Oh my gosh.
We know we should do an episode. We should do an episode where we talk about like the Disney movie tie-in video games.
Okay, we could do that.
Like we could talk about. Did you ever play the Toy Story one?
No, I didn't.
Oh god, that was ridiculous.
That's the one where it's kind of like free range, like you can just kind of go anywhere and
not really
do whatever you want, isn't it?
No.
Huh.
No, it's
what
like
am I thinking
it's like
of?
a set. I don't know what you're thinking of.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, there's that one.
I played the Aladdin one. The Aladdin one was cool.
Yeah, but that's hard, dude.
It was hard, but
Aladdin's
I passed that game. It was cool.
Super Nintendo games. They're not meant to be beaten.
Yeah, they're all hard.
It's not like Gears, where you can just like go and like once you play it, you're like, okay, I guess I'll play it again.
Well, and I don't feel like they had like a easy, medium, and hard level. Like
no,
you had to just play them at the setting that they were designed at.
Like, did you ever play the Jurassic Park game?
Oh, dude, that's ridiculous.
That's so hard.
Yeah, my brother had all those games, and I would play for like 5 minutes and be like, nope, I'm out. This is way too hard.
Like,
can't do it.
I would just go around like that first little area, and I wouldn't really do anything. I wouldn't go down, because if you go down, then you're in the forest, and the velociraptors will come and kill you.
Right.
But then if you go into the visitor center, the velociraptors will jump up and kill you.
Yeah, it was death all around.
No, I don't want to play this game. Like, I would play it like my little Grant. It would just be like walking around. But that was it. Like, I didn't want to play anything else. I'd be like, oh, this is nice. There's Gallimimus here.
That game was ridiculous. But I think Lion King was harder.
Oh yeah.
It was so hard. So well, let's get into it, and let's just go. Since it's your birthday, what do you love about the Lion King, Josh?
What don't I love about the Lion King? That's the thing.
Well, I can probably name a couple things that you don't like about the Lion King, because you've mentioned them before. You don't like monkeys, so Rafiki's probably at the bottom of your list.
Of characters, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Which I think that's kind of silly, because I think he's amazing.
Followed closely by Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah, I was going to say, Timon and Pumbaa are next, because you don't care about them.
Oh, they're so funny and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't need... Like I've said multiple times, I don't need the funny comic relief just randomly thrown in here, stupid character.
Yeah, but they're done so well.
Yeah, they're great, but I mean, it's also like, I don't need you guys in the movie.
I feel like you needed a little bit of it, because it is a fairly dark movie, and they didn't want to alienate all the kids and or people who don't want a totally dark movie. So they needed something to lighten it up, and I think those characters do most of that.
And the movie, plus another thing that I love about the movie, what do I usually like about movies?
Well, romance.
It got that romance.
Yeah, it's got that wildcat romance in the jungle.
It got steamy.
It did.
They're like pouncing with each other.
Yeah.
And he finally pins her, and then she licks him on the cheek.
She
and then
lays back with those bedroom
those
eyes.
It's like, hey.
Yeah, something was happening in the tall jungle grass that night. It was a serious romantic scene. Like, there were times. There are moments in that I'm like, ooh, you guys got away with a lot in this scene.
It's like Jack and Rose levels type stuff. Like, she gives me that look of, like, paint me like one of your French lions.
Yeah. It gets steamy, but it's an interesting moment in the movie because I always find it a little surprising that they're just so instantly, like, reconnected. Like, that to me is the only kind of hard to accept part of the plot, is that their stories come back together so quickly. I don't know, I feel like there would be a lot more distance between them because they were little kids the last time they saw each other.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're not talking like 20-something years like it would be for humans. They are lions, so it would only probably be like 2, maybe 3 years.
Yeah, that's pretty true. That's a good point. I never thought of it that way.
Because I was thinking about that during the movie too. I was like, I wonder how old they are. But then I was like, oh wait, they're lions. So they're probably like 5, maybe.
I don't know the length of the life of a lion. Do you?
Know.
I don't. I want to say it's probably pretty decent. 20 years.
I would say about
25
20,
years.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's an interesting question. We'll have to look that up and see. So
some
how
logical
old
people
would
know.
Simba and Nala be when Simba is found?
I would
we can
say
make a guess.
they're probably about 3. So I would say maybe 2 years have passed.
Yeah.
There's at
Interesting
least 10 seconds.
So how much time? Okay, we have the great Hakuna Matata scene, which has one of those awesome, montages where characters grow up. So you see Simba become a full-grown male lion.
1 year, 2 year, 3 years.
So you think that's like maybe a 2-year gap?
Yeah, 2-year gap.
Okay, that's interesting. I love the way that they do that scene. It's one of my favorite scenes. I just think it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's
when
such
they're
a great
walking across the log with all the different scenes, and I love it. I just think it's so beautifully rendered. All of the environments in this movie are just amazing. The creative team traveled to Kenya to really get an idea of what those landscapes look like, what the lighting is, and they really did a good job. One of the early working titles of the movie was King of the Jungle. And when they started doing all their artwork based on what they saw when they went to Kenya, they realized that really this is going to be in the savannah, not the jungle. And, so that's one of the reasons why it was changed. They had a couple other working titles. One of them was The King of Beasts as well. And then, what was the other one? I think I wrote it down. Oh, King of the Kalahari, which that kind of would have been cool. But I'm kind of glad they went with the Lion King.
They went simple with it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Well, he's a lion. He's the king.
Yeah.
Lion King.
Lion King, yeah.
It's like, should we call it King Lion? Close.
Close.
Let's swap those.
But yeah, I mean, all their research paid off. And then they would also bring in live animals into the studio so that they could, sketch lions, right in front of them. So they really got a good feel for the anatomy and the movement of these animals. They brought in baboons and what is Pumbaa? A warthog. And a meerkat for Timon. And they brought in all these animals so they could really get a sense of how they move and look and walk. And I think it's cool that Timon spends most of his time walking on his hind legs because meerkats, famously like to stand up on their back legs. And I mean, they did such a good job with rendering the movement and the look of all of those animals and then putting them in those beautiful environments. It all just, man, it just looks spectacular every time I watch it.
Yeah,
it's so
good.
good. So, what about the music? Is this one that strikes you when it comes to the music?
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, like we said, from the very start,
yeah,
you have the best opening of any Disney movie, period.
It might be any animated movie. It's just
any movie.
It's a perfect opening to opening scene to a movie. Yeah, I mean it's up there with other great movies too, but definitely in the world of animation, top-notch intro. I can't think of any Disney movie that's close. Maybe Aladdin. I do like the opening of Aladdin. It's kind of cool.
And we have like just wonderful music throughout.
Yeah.
We've got so the first song we have the Circle of Life.
Yep.
Then we go into the Morning Report. I'm just kidding. We're not talking about the Morning Report.
There's a reason it was cut. But it's in the musical, the stage version.
And it's on
the
Blu-ray.
They added it back as a scene you can watch if you want.
But no, it's all right.
I think it ruins the pacing.
Yeah,
of
and then we
scene.
go into Can't Wait to Be King.
Right.
Which is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we've got Scar.
Best villain song ever. Be Prepared.
Then we go to Kuna Matata.
Yep.
Then the Do Me song.
Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
And then we ended off with Circle of Life again.
Yep. And all throughout is that amazing Hans Zimmer score. I think the music on this movie is so amazing. It's just really beautiful.
And it's great. They use, I don't know if it's like just like a not really like a ripoff, like a homage to it that they use in The Lion Guard.
Oh, really?
But it's basically like the exact same score.
Okay.
And it's really, really good.
So kind of inspired by and using the same themes.
The song when he's running, like Simba's running through the desert
I love
and everything.
That scene.
They're playing that, and that's like in The Lion Guard.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's like kind of in the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like an homage to it. It's really, really good.
Nice. Yeah, I mean the soundtrack is, iconic. It was a huge hit. Another interesting fact: the soundtrack for The Lion King is the only animated soundtrack that is certified diamond status, which is going platinum 10 times.
Really?
Yes. So it is a huge hit.
Jeebus.
Yeah. I mean, you got Elton John, Tim Rice, and Hans Zimmer all creating magic. It was a huge hit. Elton John had a resurgence of popularity in the early to mid 90s and was a huge star again. After the 80s was kind of like a down period for him, but he came back with a vengeance in the 90s and he was a huge star. So when he got on board with this film, it gave it a lot of star power. So I know this is one of the ones that I had the soundtrack for. I think I had it even before the movie came out, and I loved every minute of it.
Did
so
he
good.
do any more of the songs? Or did he just do
he and Tim? Yeah, he and Tim did all 5 of the songs that are sung in the movies. Yeah, and then he did pop versions of all of them.
See, I've never heard the pop version.
In the closing credits, you can hear him do "Can You Feel the Love Tonight."
Yeah, I've heard that one. I didn't know that he did like.
Yeah, he did all of them.
That's interesting.
They don't always work as well when they're just standalone Elton John songs. They were clearly written for the movie with the style for the movie, but they're neat. They're good. Not as good as the versions in the movie. That rarely happens. I mean, I don't like a lot of them. Like who did? Oh, Demi Lovato did "Let It Go" on the soundtrack, like the pop version of it, and I mean it's okay, but it's not as good. So anyway, the soundtrack's stupendous. What do you think? Let's talk more about the story, because I know you're a story guy.
Yeah.
This, to me, except for that one point that I made earlier, it's one of their most perfect stories. And interestingly, it's really the only truly original story that they've ever really done up to that point. Like, everything is so clearly based on an existing fairy tale, an existing children's book, something. And, they took inspiration from Hamlet and from the Moses story in the Bible, but it's really a standalone story. There were...
Bambi.
It has similarities to Bambi. Bambi was written based on a children's book.
Oh, it was? Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah. So tell me what you think about the story, because I think it's one of their most perfect stories.
It is. I mean, 'cause we start just gonna brief 1-minute synopsis. So we start.
Oh yeah. So
no,
Josh
we're
Kane,
not
60-second synopsis.
No,
do it.
This movie's too good for a 60-second. The 60-second synopsis are usually garbage movies, like Brave.
Okay, I'll let you do one for
That's
Pinocchio, because I know you want to.
Oh, that'll be
when we
like,
get to that.
Okay, that'll be a fun one. But no, I mean, because we start off, we have the introduction of young baby Simba to all of the Pride Lands. Then we go, like what you said, we go straight into the villain right after the title card.
Yeah, I love
so we go
it.
Title card, mouse, Scar.
Yes.
That's it.
So good. Because you've introduced the good side, and then it's like, okay, here's what he's up against, and you go right to the villain. I think it's
because like
perfect.
in Aladdin, we wait a little bit before we get to Jafar.
Yeah, that's true. We don't
like,
see him right off the bat
until we get back to the palace.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, here we are. Here's Jafar.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this one's like, he's like, boom, he's there.
Well, there is that scene where they're out going to the Cave of Wonders. How early is that? Where he sends the common thief into the cave?
That's afterwards.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, sidetrack. Sorry.
Because he meets Jasmine first.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he meets Jasmine, and then he goes to the Cave of Wonders.
Okay. Well, no, he does, yeah. But there's the scene at the beginning of the movie where Jafar sends that common thief, and he realizes then he has to find the diamond in the rough. Remember, the cave tells him? It's really early. Anyway, I didn't want to sidetrack you. Keep going about the story of Lion King.
Now, I would like to know a little bit more of, like, the Simba and Jafar. Because it doesn't seem like there's that bad of a relationship there.
You mean Simba and Scar?
Yeah, Simba and Scar.
Okay, I was like, wait a second. Where are you going with this?
Jafar. Yeah, you know. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's, like, because Simba's like, hey, Uncle Scar, how's it going?
Well, I mean, he's a kid. I don't think he gets the politics involved in the royal family.
I got that, but I mean, it doesn't seem like, Scar's been overly mean to him.
No, because he's a manipulator.
Yeah.
He's not an outright, negative force. He's a puppet master. He wants to manipulate things and play them in his favor.
And we get Scar basically saying that when he's like, when it comes to brains, I got the lion's share, but bronze, I'm on the weekend.
So he can't do anything physically against Mufasa, so he's got to scheme, which is what he does for the entirety of the movie. Is he tries to scheme his way into this dystopian world that he wants for his own. So, but yeah, I love the way that they go right from Circle of Life, bam, here's your villain Scar. It's a good move.
Then we go into, he obviously tells Simba about, the elephant graveyard. So, but then we get to meet Nala.
Right.
And we get to see the budding romance of young Simba and young Nala.
That's true. They're a cute little pair. I love the way that they animated them as young lions.
Yes.
I thought they did a great job.
They were adorable.
Yeah, I agree.
And, when they're adults, they're cool and everything. But I really like them as young lions because they're so cute.
Yeah.
When they're young little lions. It's
I
like,
agree.
Aww. Yeah, I mean, and then we have the wonderful part. Now we have a song, great song. Then the elephant graveyard.
So wait,
and we get our first hint of there's actually can be danger for these characters.
Right,
that's
when we first meet the hyenas, right?
The hyenas, yeah, because before that it's just like, oh, well, this is like a, everybody likes each other, fun little. Savannah romp.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, yeah, there's things that don't like the current situation.
Yeah, the hyenas are awesome. I think what they did with the hyenas is amazing. In the original version of the story that they created, it was actually going to be the lions against the baboons. And Scar was actually the leader of the baboons. So they totally rewrote this script several times,
Well,
and that's how it was going to be originally.
Where was Rafiki in this?
There was no... Oh, Rafiki was a cheetah. In the original version, he was a cheetah. So they had a totally different map of how this was going to play out in the beginning.
How does a cheetah lift up a... Does he, like, grab him in his mouth and just kind of, like, lift
and
him up a little bit
it was going to be a
sideways?
totally different type of story, so I don't even think that scene would have been in it. And originally, it was supposed to be much more of, like, a wildlife documentary style story. And I think that's why a lot of those animators were like, I'm going to go do Pocahontas instead.
Yeah,
that sounds better.
Because that doesn't sound good. That sounds like a David Attenborough, like,
yes, exactly.
Planet Earth, like, and here you see the lionesses slowly stalking the wildebeest. Yeah, well, that's not as cool.
And like so many of the movies that we've talked about already, halfway through, the directors changed and the story writers changed because, the upper people were like, no, this isn't going the direction it should. We need to go in a lighter direction. The original director bailed when they decided to turn it into a musical. And, so much of it changed. And I think it's interesting that it would have been baboons versus lions. Like, that would have been a completely different thing. But I'm glad they went with hyenas because what they did, I thought, was spectacular. And the way that they cast those main three hyenas was so good.
Cheech and Whoopi.
And Whoopi and Jim Cummings as Ed. I just think they're amazing. They're great, like, villain sidekicks.
Yeah, like, they're not like, they're bad, but they're really not bad guys. They're just kind of like, well, they're screw-ups. Yeah, this is how we have to be. So, like, this is just us being hyenas.
I love how they play on the fact that, hyenas sound like they're laughing, so they made them, like, guys that tell terrible jokes and crack up at them all the time. I thought that was a really smart move.
Then we have, like, the saddest of the Disney deaths.
It really might be. It gets me every time.
What other like Disney death? I guess Up, but it's Pixar, so I guess when Ellie dies. Was it Ellie?
There are other. We talked about on Beauty and the Beast. Gaston clearly dies at the end. You don't see it.
We don't know if he dies. He could have landed in the water. He could be fine.
Unless that gorge is filled with pillows.
There is a water down there. There's a water down there.
You hit water from that height, and it's like hitting a brick wall.
Just because you watch Stranger Things.
Let him go, buddy. He's gone. He's gone.
I'm not going to let it go.
Yeah, no, in the Disney canon, I think it must be the saddest death.
Bambi's mom's
It's rough, too, because it's intense. You don't know if he's going to make it. It's touch and go. And then when Scar just lets him go off of that cliff, you're just like, oh, crap. This is seriously going down this way? I remember thinking when I was a kid, like, what? They're seriously going to do this?
Yeah,
holy cow.
Long live the king.
Oh,
and then Jonathan Taylor Thomas basically crying.
Yeah.
And he's like, somebody,
anybody.
Like, oh, it hurts.
Yeah, and then Scar comes in again, ever the puppet master. He didn't actually really kill Mufasa. He just let him go, and he was killed by the wildebeest stampede. And then he tells his minions to kill Simba.
Yeah.
After he manipulates him into thinking it's his fault, and he has to flee and never come back. So he's always the puppet master. He's like that classic villain that has an excuse that he never held the actual knife, but he's the person that did all the murdering.
I only hired the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I didn't technically kill him.
I love him, man. He's such a great villain. He's just so perfectly evil and wonderfully drawn. He's one of the coolest looking characters ever.
Yeah, and the manipulation that he does on Simba, just in that scene.
Yeah,
he's
it's harsh.
You really killed him. He wouldn't have died if he didn't come trying to save you.
Yeah, and what's a little kid gonna do?
Putting this all on a kid, too.
Yeah.
It's like, Jeebus.
I know.
And really, he didn't have to do that because he was just going to have him... He was going to have the hyenas kill him anyway.
I think...
He could have killed him right there and, like, snapped his little neck or whatever.
Again, he doesn't want the actual blood on his hands.
Exactly, but it's one of those, like...
I think
you could just be like, the hyenas, go get him. He's under his dad.
Yeah, but I think he also knows that his minions are screw-ups because they've screwed everything up to this point. So he has to have a backup. And the backup is he has to convince Simba that if he gets away, he can never return. And he clearly gets away like a minute later.
He doesn't want to return.
Right.
He has no intention
until he was fully manipulated.
to come up.
Yeah. And then we meet your favorite duo.
Yeah, we meet Timon and Pumbaa, and they sing a song, and it makes us try and forget.
I think what Nathan Lane and something Simbala, what's his name? Anyway, they do a great job, and Ernie Simbala, that's right. Their dynamic together is wonderful. I think they're great comic relief for the movie. I think it adds the right element of just fun and lightness to what is a pretty dark story. And it gives him like frat bros to hang out with while he's kind of coming of age, you know.
Well, it's not really
kind of
frat bros. It's more like parents, pretty much.
I mean, kind of in the beginning.
I would say like Uncle-y type.
Yeah, they kind of took him under their wing.
Kind of Great Expectations-y.
Little bit, yeah.
Like he would be Pip, and they would both be.
But I mean, a year later, he's just one of the gang.
Yeah.
You know, they're all just kind of a trio of equals, basically. Eating bugs.
Delicious. I hear they're slimy yet satisfying, so.
Yep. Yeah, I love the way that they did that. I think it's hilarious that they have them eat grubs.
Yeah.
Dug up under logs.
Then we basically Colors of the Wind it.
And they live in paradise, man. Where they
nice.
live is so cool.
Where in, what nature reserve is that they're, just chilling in?
Well, where they went in Kenya was called the Hell's Gate National Reserve or something like that. So I don't know if it had environments really, like that or not. I don't know, but I would assume that there are. Africa is such a broad, varied landscape, and it has everything from the Sahara, which is just rolling dunes of sand, to really tropical places. So I don't know. There could be places in Africa that look like that.
Yeah, they live in a nice place, and then we get to meet Nala again.
Mm-hmm. Grown up Nala.
Is basically sheer conning.
And I freaking love that scene where she's hunting down Pumbaa.
You see her shoulder blade. She's just like, yeah, here it comes. She's like, dinner.
I love it. Pumbaa, she's gonna eat me.
Oh man.
I think it's great. And then when they
so much humor in it.
And then when they realize who they are, he's like, Nala, is that you? And they just freak out, and it's like a reunion. I get tickled by that. Again, I think it's a little weird that they're so instantly reconnected, but I do think it's fun to see that reunion. I think they do a good job with it.
And then we have the lovey-doveys.
Then you have the Can You Feel the Love Tonight, and then Nala tells him off, and he goes and has his moment in the savannah with his
dad,
Cloud Dad, and Rafiki.
So we get a Jedi type thing. We get a Force Ghost.
Okay, that scene where Rafiki is leading him through the roots and underbrush of that, and leading him to that little pond where he tells him to look into it. That scene where Simba's going through all that is so unbelievably incredible to me. I love that scene. The intricacy of the environment through which they're animating him is, I can't believe that they pulled that off. It is an unbelievable, impressive scene to me.
Yeah, it's also kind of, it is kind of reminiscent of Empire, when Luke goes into the swamp, and he's like, you gotta go in there because you gotta face basically you inside, and he does see his reflection turn into his father's.
Yep.
So it's
true.
Really, really cool.
That's true. But I wonder if that's kind of an homage. It would have to be, right?
I would assume.
Yeah. I don't think I ever really thought of it that way. Yeah. It's interesting.
Well, I'm a Star Wars and a Lion King fan. So
I am too.
Just put them all together.
I guess I don't cross-analyze as much as you probably do. But that's interesting. I like that. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I love that scene. I think it's spectacular.
It's really good. And then we go back to Pride Rock.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only time that we've actually done one of these. We actually not really kind of go scene by scene, but kind of plot by plot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
But it's a great movie, so might as well do it. We'll probably do it with Hercules too.
Okay,
we decide to do Hercules.
We're back in Pride Rock when this is the first time we see the state of things, right?
We see what happens with Pride Rock, and you're like, oh, jeez.
He ran it into the ground.
It's like, looks like Detroit now.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, Detroit. But But yeah, I mean, it was just this nice, once very prosperous place, and basically due to, too much hunting.
Yeah, it's weird. Like they really make it seem like because they screwed up the food chain, it screwed up the entire ecology of that area. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it's like a barren wasteland now. It's in drought, and the herds have moved on, and they're screwed, man.
Yeah,
there's no good ending there, unless what's Simba's mom called? Sarabi. I could not remember that. And unless they take Sarabi's idea of moving, they're done. This is a
bad idea. We need to get out.
Yes, they should have. But if they would have, then Simba would have never found them. So I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, she's like, we need to leave. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we can't. Well, I mean, she does say that we have to leave.
Yeah,
while he's there.
Oh, so yeah, she doesn't say that until later.
Yeah, she is kind of, he's kind of like looking through the bushes.
That's true.
Oh,
That's true.
Could leave.
Yeah.
Like, I have the best place, guys. Let's go. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Eat some bugs.
So, what about that scene when Simba is traveling back? Where they do that cool, double shot of him in the distance and in the foreground slow-mo.
You see his feet moving and you see him in the back. It's
incredible.
So cool.
That's one of the neat things about this movie that blew my mind in 1994 and still impresses me today is they chose so many cool film techniques and cinematography choices and shots where they're using focus. Like in the opening scene, there's that shot of the ants crawling up the branch, and you see the zebras
in the
marching by below out of focus, and then they switch the focus so that the branch in the front goes out of focus, and they focus on the background of the zebras. Stuff like that is just incredible. And then that scene where they show you him just running across those sand dunes in, up close, you see the slow motion of the paws, and then in the distance you see him, running across the horizon, and it's such a spectacular choice.
Nala, Timon, and Pumbaa, very fast, apparently, because he had a half a day head start.
They caught up quick.
And they're like, oh, hey, what's up, Simba? And she's like, Jeebus, you guys are quick.
Yeah, they transported. I don't know how they got there so fast.
Rented a car.
Yeah.
Just drove.
They got in one of those safari jeeps and just took off.
There was a tour, and they're like, get out.
Get out. We need this. Yeah, they got there fast. But anyway, I love that shot.
Yeah, and then we have the confrontation with Scar and Simba, and basically he is still manipulating Simba to tell him,
the other lions.
You killed Mufasa. And he doesn't deny it because, really, that's what he's thought since he was a kid.
Well, at first he says it's your fault, and that's what he doesn't deny.
And then he's like, no, but he's like, well, do you deny that, he died because of you? And you're like, well, no.
Yeah.
So, still the manipulation.
Yeah, it's so
strong.
Yeah, and then he basically gets him out on that ledge, and they have that mirrored moment of when, so good. And then he kind of, I don't know how he
get out of that. How did he get out of that?
Just sheer force of will, I guess. Because he had a grip on the edge, on the ledge, and he just hoists himself up, and because all the adrenaline.
Body strength.
Yeah, man. Well, he's a lion.
To then go and pin him too.
Yep. Well, he has the brains, not the brawn.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we have the cool fight with all the hyenas
everybody
just gang attack him.
Right.
And then you get to see the lionesses actually do something.
Yes.
Which
and
is
you get to see Timon and Pumbaa kick some butt, and then you get to see
Rafiki
come in and do his Bruce Lee impersonation.
And then we get
which is awesome.
Call me Mr. Pig. We got to see that. That was pretty nifty.
That was good.
That's like that.
And then it ends in the final showdown between Simba and Scar, which is cool.
That super slow-mo cat fight.
I think it's awesome the way they do those slow-mo punches almost. It's like a boxing match.
Did you notice that? I had noticed it before just because I probably wasn't paying attention. But when Scar hits Simba, you got saliva that comes out of Simba's mouth.
Yep.
Is this Rocky? He just punches him.
It is very much like Rocky or one of those famous boxing movies. I think it's a cool choice though that they did. And it's kind of a brave choice because when they slow it down and you get to see it in slow motion, you really get to be critical of the movement.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I really dig it. I thought they did a great job of them slapping each other across the face. Because you really felt like there's a weight behind those
there's some,
big
actual
paws
hits.
hitting the lion face. I thought it was good.
Yeah, and then...
okay, the cool thing about that scene is they heighten the drama by starting a wildfire at the same time.
Yeah.
That is such a cool choice, and to have them like leaping through flames, it just adds so much drama.
It's like Simba's dangling on the edge, and they're like, okay, what should we do? This is kind of scary. Lightning bolts!
Yes!
And we get some fire. It's like, oh, geez, okay, well, now it's heightened.
I totally agree. It's such a cool choice to make. And then, with the healing rain that comes after, it just plays towards the ending so perfectly.
And then Simba gets to go up
and do his
cool
kingly roar. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Which was always an issue for him, but he got that roar down.
Finally got it. Unlike Kion, who gets it in the first movie.
Seriously?
So, yeah.
And now, is that his kid?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is that who we see at the end of this movie?
No.
Oh.
There's a lot of weird debate.
Family tree issues.
Because apparently there was a cassette book that said that was a boy. Like it was a boy cub. Mm-hmm. But then we don't ever get that again. And then Lion King 2, it's Kiara?
Oh, so it was a girl?
I think it's a girl.
Okay.
Because then they do a Romeo and Juliet with Simba's family and Scar's family.
Gotcha.
So we get the Romeo and Juliet bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Lion Guard, they're like, okay, well, let's bring Kion in.
Okay.
And so now he's kind of like the prince, but she's the crowned princess pretty much.
Got it.
So he's not going to, ascend the throne unless something weird happens to Kiara, but we obviously know that doesn't happen because Simba's pride.
Yeah.
But then we're like, well, whatever happened to Kion? Because he's not in Simba's pride.
Yeah, they weren't. They're inventing stuff at this point. They're just like, we need a bunch of cubs.
Yeah, YOLO.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it ends beautifully with a circle, because we circle back to that same sort of coronation moment of the new cub, and it's the whole scene where the entire population shows up again to be presented the future king. Or queen, whatever it is, we don't know.
We'll go with queen because canonically it is Kiara.
Okay, perfect. It's just a great way to do it, and then it ends on that boom, and then the Lion King
and the Lion
again.
King logo all over
again. It's just man, the timing and pacing of that movie is just so perfect. I love it. There's not a moment ever in that movie where I think, okay, they could have trimmed this, or they could have, they needed something else here. I just feel like it plays out so perfectly.
And usually for me, it's one of those, I want to see more.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to see more. Mm-hmm. But with this, it ends so perfectly that it's like, I can watch more. That's totally fine. Like I'll watch The Lion Guard. I won't watch the other ones really.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in...
I don't think you can find Timon and Pumbaa if you try. I'm sure
I doubt
if you go on the dark web, you could probably find some Timon and Pumbaa on YouTube or something. But I mean, I got the Lion Guard. I'm like, that's pretty much all I need. And like my story with Simba is finished. I got it.
Yeah. So you're still enjoying the Lion Guard?
Yeah.
How far is the first season done yet? Are they still in the first season?
I honestly don't know because I have to watch it on the
XD
Disney
app?
Junior. Well, it's
Disney Junior.
It's Junior.
Okay.
So I have to watch it on the Disney Junior app, but I don't actually have Disney anything since we don't have cable.
Right.
So it's really weird if it'll actually let me watch anything because you have to be signed in.
Right.
Because you sign in like through your AT&T or your Cox or whatever that is. Mm-hmm. But since I don't have that, I can like Junior. It's okay. I can kind of get a little bit of a workaround with that. You just hit no when it asks you, and it'll be like, okay. And
keep watching.
It'll sometimes work and let you play Disney XD's like, no, you don't have this, get out. But, I mean, for Disney Junior, they're whatever. Mm-hmm. But, so, whenever there's an episode on there that I've pretty much seen most of them, but I mean, if they're not on there, then, or if they haven't refreshed the list.
Right.
I mean, I've seen what they've got so far.
Yeah.
On the app. So
I haven't seen any of it yet, but from what you've told me, it seems pretty neat.
I bought the movie on on Amazon Prime.
Oh, really?
So I do have the movie.
Okay.
Which is like 45 minutes.
I'll have to check that out, yeah. I'll have to check it out for sure. So, back to where we started a little bit, I told you that all of the top animators basically at Disney at the time said, we'd rather work on Pocahontas than this because we're not so sure about this. So by the time Pocahontas comes out, I wonder how many of them were like, crap, we made the wrong choice. Because that movie at that point was huge.
I mean, just after Lion King comes out, like when you start seeing the numbers pour in for that, you're like, oops.
And I remember being really excited about Pocahontas. Again, when Lion King came out in theaters, it was the first time I saw the Pocahontas trailer, and the Pocahontas trailer was basically the Colors of the Wind scene. They were kind of into doing that at that time, where they gave you a scene from the movie as the trailer, and it looks phenomenal. I mean, that scene is gorgeous, but it didn't do anywhere near the Lion King numbers. And so I just wonder if a lot of those people were like, oh man.
Do we know anybody that was like who like really kind of...
The biggest name I know that worked on Pocahontas was Glenn Keane.
I meant Lion King.
Oh, Lion King. The biggest name that I know... Well, there's a couple names. I mean, Mark Henn is a pretty famous name in Disney animation. He did Young Simba. Ruben Aquino did Adult Simba. Scar, who I think is the best animation in the movie, was done by Andreas Deha, who we've mentioned before on the show. Mm-hmm. He's unbelievable. I think that's the masterpiece within this masterpiece is Scar. Aaron Blaise, who's a very famous, he does, I think it's called Creature Art Teacher, where he basically does courses online now to draw live animals. Like, he does lots of lions and lots of African stuff. So he was one of those people who was very interested in drawing animals, and that's why he wanted to work on Lion King. And I'm glad he did, because he's one of the best animal drawers I've ever seen. He's really good. So, there are names in that movie who became big names in animation, but who at the time, it wasn't the top tier at Disney. So I think this movie made a lot of those people a name. I mean, clearly, they struck gold with it.
Yeah.
I'd say brownish gold.
He looks blue.
So, man, fantastic pick. I'm glad we got to watch it for your birthday.
Yeah.
Did you have a happy birthday?
It was pretty good.
Good.
Pretty good. So, do you want to rank? So, I mean, for me, this isn't even going to be a Dipper Pines.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Oh, you're going to give it its own rating scale.
5 Simbas.
5 Simbas.
Yeah.
I like it.
5 Dipper Pines is like 4 Simbas. So this is 5 Simbas.
Wow. Okay.
What about
you? So
you?
you've given it an extra special rating scale, too.
Rating scale.
Well, for me, I'm going to stick with Jiminy Crickets because I'm a traditionalist, but no question, that's a 5. This is a 100% 5. It is one of the greatest things ever created. So good.
Yeah.
So we're in agreement there.
Well, that's good.
What we might not be in agreement with is our top 5 list.
Yeah, because mine's pretty golden.
Mine's pretty lame. I'm not really that proud of it, but I didn't have a lot of choices that I felt strongly about. So, but you want to move it into that?
Yeah, let's go into the top 5.
Do it.
And now for another top 5.
All right, so for this top 5, we have a special audience member. Say hi, Oliver.
Whoa!
Yes, direct from Chicago. It's Oliver.
Oh, man. Okay, so Gavin, what did we decide to do this time?
Well, if you guys remember back during our 101 Dalmatians episode, a movie full of dogs, we ranked our top 5 animated cats. So in this movie, filled with animated cats, we're going to rank our top 5 animated dogs.
Yeah.
We thought that was appropriate. So I think it's my turn to go first.
Yeah.
You get the final say in this one. So I'm going to kick it off here. And I'm going to go with some TV animation. I know I'm surprising you right now. But I'm going to go with Brian from Family Guy. He is my favorite character in that show. I'm always entertained by him. He's one of the Seth MacFarlane voiced characters. And he's hilarious. So, Brian from Family Guy.
I like it. I like it. So for
That's the last thing I have from TV.
So for my number 5, I went a little bit weird with this one.
I'm not surprised.
Went weird with this one.
Okay.
I went anime.
What?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's not a lot of like really good anime dogs.
Okay.
That do a lot.
Right.
So
like Ein.
Like Ein.
Well, he plays that game.
Yeah, he plays chess.
Yeah.
And he gets hopped up on mushrooms and like jumps around once. But no, I went with. This is gonna be weird. I went with Inuyasha.
Okay.
He's a half dog demon.
Oh,
so
okay.
He's like half dog demon, half human. So
All right.
Technically dog.
All right, I'll give it to you.
But I wanted to put at least one anime on here.
Sure.
So I went with Inuyasha. Technically, it's a dog.
I didn't know that.
And he's voiced by Richard Ian Cox.
Awesome.
You know who that is.
I don't.
But no, I mean, and it was, like, I would say that's probably the longest running thing that Toonami's ever had.
Oh, yeah?
Would be Inuyasha. Because, I mean, it ran for, like, 10 years.
Dang.
On reruns.
Wow.
And everything. It's like, jeebus. But yeah,
wow.
So my number 5, Inuyasha.
All right, interesting pick. Half demon dog man.
Yeah, half
character.
demon dogs.
Awesome. All right, so my number 4 is a Disney movie which I'm not even sure you've ever seen.
Oh, you can check. I've probably seen it.
Yeah, probably. It's the title character of the movie Bolt. Did you ever see that one?
No.
Bolt is a really beautiful animated movie. It doesn't have the greatest story, or it doesn't have the. I mean, it's voiced by John Travolta, so it's got its limitations. But the dog and the concept behind this dog, it's genius, and I think he's a really cool looking dog. And I do like the adventure that they go on. I think you might like Bolt. There's
Hannah
no
Montana's
romance in
that
it.
movie,
Yeah,
right?
she's
Okay.
the girl. Yeah. It's a really clever movie, but that's my pick for number 4 because he's a
Okay.
cool looking little dog.
Nice.
And he's like classically loyal like a dog, and he's just narrow, laser focused on helping his owner and getting back with her. So it's kind of touching.
Okay, nice.
Yep.
My number 4. I know this is something that you're not a fan of.
Ooh.
But I went with Snoopy.
Okay.
From Peanuts.
Peanuts, iconic dog.
Yes.
Big time iconic dog. Maybe the most famous animated dog?
I would say. Probably.
Up there. Scooby-Doo's got to be up there, too.
Yeah, everybody knows. There's that Eddie Izzard skit where, he talks about, if you go to another country, just say Scooby-Doo, and they're like, oh, Scooby Shaggy, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I went with Snoopy, just because,
Okay.
he's the Red Baron.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite part of Peanuts, Snoopy.
I don't know, dude. Charlie Brown and the relationship between Charlie Brown and Peppermint Patty, ship them so hard.
Yeah, you do. You do. I don't care enough to ship anybody in Peanuts.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's just not my bag, man.
It's not your bag of peanuts?
Nah.
It's atrocious.
Jokes by Josh. Okay, my number 3 is Slinky Dog from Toy Story, and Toy Story 2, and Toy Story 3, and soon to be Toy Story 4.
Wait, do you know who's in that one? We thought Bo Peep was going to be in Toy Story 3, but she ain't.
Is she not in it at all?
I think no. Is there a picture of her?
Maybe.
Or maybe it's one of those things they look off into the distance and they see her and then she fades out. Some
I don't
crap
know.
like that.
I don't remember, but Slinky Dog.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You can talk louder. No one cares.
Okay. Slinky Dog is hilarious. It's voiced by, gosh, I'm forgetting his name. The guy that was Ernest in all the Ernest movies. Ernest Goes to Camp. You know those? You know who I'm talking about? I'm getting no response here, so I'm going to say no. Anyway, Slinky Dog. Slinky Dog's amazing. Not really a dog. He's a toy.
He's a toy.
But you did a demon dog.
Technically,
man.
he was a half dog demon, so technically was part dog.
He was a half. Yeah, well, mine's half toy dog. Slinky.
So yours is a toy dog demon, and mine's a half dog demon.
All right.
So for my number 3.
Mm-hmm.
3?
We're on
yeah.
3.
My number 3. I went back to anime and I did Ein.
Nice.
Yeah.
I figured he would make your list.
Yeah, I mean, he's the perfect little corgi.
He is a little corgi.
And if my corgi would have been a boy, his name would have been Ein.
You had a corgi?
Yeah.
What'd you name it?
Scout.
Oh,
after
okay.
Jean Louise Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird.
Nice. Wow. Impressive.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ein.
Yeah.
So...
Because, I mean, yeah, we already said, gets hopped up on mushrooms once and, jumps around.
Yeah, and honestly, that's the only dog I can think of in anime. But, of course, I haven't watched as much as you.
Well, I mean, there's, what was the name of Risa Hawkeye's? Black Hayate?
I think you're right.
Something like that? Yeah. In Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
In Brotherhood. She
I
gets
just
a
can't
dog
picture
that's
any
adorable.
dog. There is, in that, this isn't anime, but there is that in the very first episode of Samurai Jack, he helps that
he does.
population of dog characters, but none of those are really that great.
No.
I didn't think of them.
There's that dog in, I forget it.
Forgotten.
There's dog Pokemon. That's a bad.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Oh, I didn't even think about a Pokemon.
There's a Doggymon?
Like a Houndoom or Growlithe.
Yeah, there's Growlithe.
Oh, man.
And then there's
Crap.
There's the legendary dogs or whatever. Like
Oh,
legendary
yeah.
birds.
And Snubble. The stupid pink
Yeah.
bulldog.
I'm
I
not
also
familiar with
forgot
any
Digimon.
of these.
I forgot Gabumon. He's a dog. Dang it. Okay.
Man, you missed out. Those are
Ash,
like
I
your
don't know,
two
he may
favorite
be, he may be
things.
a wolf because he turns into a wolf.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
Dogs, wolves.
Same family tree,
I
really.
don't know, dude. Not in Balto.
They're not?
No, man.
I never saw Balto.
Because they all shun Balto because he's half a wolf. He's half dog, half wolf, and they're all like mean to him.
That's not
Like,
right.
you can't race. You're a halfling. That's more of a
Wow.
That's more of a hobbit. He's like, you're a mudblood.
I don't-
much.
I didn't see that movie.
You never saw Balto?
No, it didn't interest me. Is it good?
Balto's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I should watch that one. I've never seen it
You never seen
because
Balto?
Is it like a Don Bluth movie?
I have no idea who did it.
Yeah, it's
Right,
weird.
right. I don't know. I'm not a dog person.
There's a Russian
so...
goose,
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
You sold me on Russian Goose.
and there's a love story, and a small child.
Wow, it has everything. It sounds
can
like.
we do it?
And some live action too.
Yeah, I don't know
Really?
if we can do it because there is a live action scene the last like 3 minutes. Of
I
the
don't
movie.
care. We could do Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
We're not gonna do it.
But we could
It's more
because
than half.
oh my gosh,
Do it.
ridiculous, ridiculous.
What do you got?
Okay,
You
my
have two.
number 2.
Wait, what was mine? Ein. Yeah.
Fine. My number 2 is Zero from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Jack's
Technically a
ghost
ghost.
dog. Well, he's a ghost of a dog.
We don't know if it was a dog.
Which then there's that fan theory that isn't he the ghost of what was it? It was like the dog that's in Corpse Bride. It's like Jack's Zero is the son
Oh,
of
yeah,
that
I don't
dog. It was something. I can't
How would he be
remember.
the son of? Wouldn't
Well,
that-
because the Corpse
wouldn't
Bride happens
Jack-
a long time ago, and so that
so Jack's
guy's
just new.
that guy's dog. Well, he's in
Wouldn't
today.
Jack be considered a god though?
I mean, I consider him a god. I don't know what the story
Oh,
considers him.
I was considering like Jack being like a god,
So like
being
eternal.
around forever. Yeah.
Oh, maybe. I'd never thought of it that way.
Oh.
I thought of them as just mortals. They just have magical
mean,
powers that
Santa's a god,
can create
I would assume.
holidays. Maybe.
I would
I
put
mean,
him up there
they don't
in-
really
in
address
god
any of
stature.
this in the movie. So.
Well, in Rise of the Guardian.
Anyway, my pick for number 2 is Zero because I think he's a genius work of design, very cleverly done, and I think he's great.
Did you when we had the Halloween thing? Did you go by any of the walk by any of the cubes? there were
I walked
quite
by
a-
some of
There
them.
were quite a few of the Nightmare Before Christmas ones.
Were there?
And there was one that had a really good Zero.
Oh, I didn't
Like
see
it
that.
was really like they got like a sheet
Mhm.
and basically almost modeled it.
Yeah.
And it was perfect.
Nice.
It just kind of like dangled by their cube. They had like some fishing wire, so he kind of
Mhm.
like floated there. It was
Sweet.
super cool.
That's
His
awesome.
nose lit up. It was great. It was,
Wow.
It was so cool.
They went all the way.
Yeah. It was.
That's cool.
I think they were the team that won.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I did not see that cube.
I think that, like I said, there were like 9 of them.
Yeah, now that we're spread out across 3 different buildings,
Yeah,
it's too much. Too much.
My number 2 I went with a little show that used to be on Cartoon Network.
Uh-huh.
I went with The Cowardliest of Dogs. I went with Courage, the Cowardly Dog.
What?
Yeah.
What show is that from? It's called Courage.
From Courage, the Cowardly Dog.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, hold on, let's see. Someone, Vamp.
Someone. Oh, you're telling us to
You
vamp?
guys suck at vamping.
Look, I didn't know what you meant.
Yeah,
you
vamp.
looked
I mean
at your
vamp.
phone
I mean
and you
vamp.
said vamp like you were calling up a voice-activated app.
I'm pulling you a...
I don't know.
Vampy. I'm pulling you
That could be. Why couldn't that be a thing?
Well, why? No, what? Let's create Vampy. That's Courage.
Oh, I have seen this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he was part of another
saves
show.
Muriel and doesn't really care for Eustace that much.
Didn't watch the actual show. I just know that one really short.
Oh man.
Kind of looks like something out of Ren and Stimpy almost.
Yeah, but it's better. And all kinds of crazy stuff happens on their farm, and he's like the whole time because he's a dog. But he does talk. It's weird. Like in the first season or so, he just like, but then he like talks.
Yeah.
And you're like, cause then he's like Muriel.
So who's a bigger chicken, this guy or Scooby?
Courage.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, then he is chicken.
But
because Scooby is scared of everything.
But he also goes back. Like he'll be scared, but he wants to save Muriel.
Oh, okay.
Who's like this old lady that is his
owner.
Owner.
Okay.
Yeah. Like so, I mean, he'll do basically anything like a dog would.
Right.
Unlike Scooby, who's just like and just wants to eat.
He does. He just wants to eat sandwiches and things. Weirdo.
Sandwiches. You never watched How I Met Your Mother, did you?
I did not.
Remember sandwiches? Did you watch How I Met Your Mother?
Some of them.
Some of them? Oh, so you probably don't know about the sandwiches then.
No.
Like sandwiches in that show, like whenever.
Yeah.
Whenever Lily and Marshall ate sandwiches,
Mm-hmm.
it was code. Since he's telling it to his kids,
Mm-hmm.
sandwiches was code for the doobies.
Ah,
So they would eat some sandwiches. So you would always see them, and like they would have like these big footlongs. You'd be like, oh man.
Nice.
Like, good job, CBS. Good job, guys.
Way to go, guys.
So, Gavin, do you have any honorable mentions?
I have a couple. Like I said, this was kind of a hard list for me. I'm surprised that there aren't more dog-centric good movies because we live in a dog-centric culture. So, there are movies like 101 Dalmatians and Lady and the Tramp, and they have a neat cast of characters that are dogs, but there's no real, true dog star in any of those,
That was the problem with a lot of these anime.
Yeah.
Because, there's some really good dogs, but then you look at it and you're like, yeah, but they're really just dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really do anything.
Right. And then there's, kind of not very good movies like All Dogs Go to Heaven and...
Dude, you didn't like Charlie?
I don't know who Charlie is. I've forgotten everything about that movie.
He's the main dog.
No, totally forgettable.
And the one dog, the angel dog's like, Charlie.
Sorry, it's lost on me.
Yeah,
totally lost on me. So I do have a couple. I like Sparky from Frankenweenie. I like Toby from The Great Mouse Detective. Copper from Fox and the Hound. Doug from Up. And, of course, you can't talk about animated dogs and not talk about Pluto. Pluto is, the original Disney animated dog. So he gets a mention. But, yeah, that's about it. I just couldn't come up with a whole lot else.
I think I've got what his number one is.
Oh, you know what my number one is.
Yeah.
You absolutely. You want to tell the people what my number one is?
I'm gonna guess. Is it Goofy, Gavin?
No, it's not.
Oh.
First of all, technically, Goofy is not a dog. He's a goof. He is defined as a goof.
Whoa, what?
He was never intended to be a dog. He's a goof. He's not a dog.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Well,
it's
a cartoon. Yes. He was never meant as a dog. He's not a dog.
Pete is also a goof.
Yes.
They're an evolved dog.
He's just a weird, goofy-looking character, but he's not a dog. He's not meant to be a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Pluto is the dog.
It's Gromit.
It's Gromit.
Oh, yeah.
It's my number one. Gromit from Wallace and Gromit, the silent dog who solves everything. I love him. He's my dog.
Okay. So
and Josh hates him. Why, Josh? Why
it's
do you
just,
hate him so
I don't
much?
hate it. It's just like you love it. So, it's like your obsession with Pinocchio. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
It's well-founded. It's
No.
beautiful work, man.
No, I bet if we were to poll random people and be like, hey,
Oh, no,
like-
I understand that today's contemporary audience, they don't have the patience for classics. They don't care about
we
Pinocchio.
Have the patience for classic. It's just like
There's a cutoff.
It's the same thing with Rogue One. There's not memorable characters.
Oh, wow. That is totally untrue.
No.
I can't wait for a
Mine have
Pinocchio episode.
the Lion King has memorable characters.
Absolutely.
If you ask people, name 5 characters in... Okay, we'll do this. Name 5 characters in The Lion King.
Okay, Oliver, you got to come through, dude.
So Simba, Mufasa, Rafiki.
Here, come over here.
Timon,
Yeah, talk on the mic.
All right, Simba, Mufasa, Rafiki, Timon, and Pumbaa.
Great.
Okay.
Name 5 characters from Pinocchio.
Oh, from Pinocchio. Oh.
Yeah. See,
Come on, dude. Come on.
Is that Figaro?
Yep.
Jiminy Cricket.
Yep.
Pinocchio.
Yep.
Geppetto.
Yep.
Whoever that whale thing was.
So close. Okay, but I think a lot of that is because most people haven't watched that movie recently. You know, most people,
Yeah.
watched that when they were a kid or...
Well, it's one of those
You
you
know-
only have to watch once.
I totally disagree. It's stupendous. It's so good, man. I can't get over how good it is. So that's fine. I'll be alone in my island watching Pinocchio.
Yeah, your island of
My
misfit
pleasure
toys or
island.
whatever.
Pleasure island.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Somebody
Same
ripped it
thing.
off of somebody.
No.
Yeah, so for my honorables, I went with Balto.
Okay. The apparently fantastic half dog, half wolf.
Dude, we're going to watch Balto.
All right.
Next, it's not a Christmas movie, but it takes place in snow. So it'll be next.
Oh,
maybe
it'll be our next holiday
next
movie?
Year holiday
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Like this one for the week before Christmas, we do this frickin' Savannah.
Yeah. Well,
Because
yeah. Get your mind off
Well,
how
it's like 10
lame it
degrees
is.
outside.
I know. It's terrible.
I'm just kidding. It's not 10.
It's
When I
20.
went out for-
I looked it up. It's
Oh,
20.
it's 21? Oh, when I went out for breakfast this morning, it was 9.
Yeah.
So it
So
must have
cold.
been really heated up.
I like it.
I went with Brian Griffin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Jeez.
I wanted to put Santa's Little Helper on my list too, but I didn't.
That's okay. You don't have to do that.
I know. I knew I wouldn't get any Simpsons love in here, so keep going with your honorable mentions.
It's all right. I did have Copper on there.
Nice.
Just because, Fox and the Hound. I don't know why, but it's sad.
What do you mean you don't know why? It's obvious why it's sad.
Well, yeah, but it's sad, but I also haven't watched it in so long. I don't remember why it was sad. I just remember, it's like, don't watch this. It's sad.
It's sad.
I know that there's a bear.
Oh, that bear is terrifying.
Yeah.
So good.
And, it attacks.
Mhm.
And, I think Copper dies.
Well, it's close. It's touch and go there for a minute.
Yeah, but then he comes back. Doesn't something happen to the Fox's family? Doesn't she get his mom get killed or something by the hunter guy?
Yes. I think
Yeah, that's
his
probably
mom
why I
gets
don't-
hunted down in the beginning.
That's probably why I don't want to watch it.
And it's kind of a Bambi start. Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, sad. So for my number 1, I went with another Cartoon Network show.
Shocker.
I went with Jake the Dog from Adventure Time.
Nice.
Voiced by John DiMaggio.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
Joker ever, bro. Second best.
he's
Well, third best. Well, fourth best.
he's definitely the second best.
Okay.
You can't really top Hamill, but after Hamill, yeah, it'd be DiMaggio, and then what?
And he does
Brent
this.
Spiner.
And he does this dog.
Michael Emerson?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
he's the dog.
I've never seen that show.
He's
You're not surprised, I
Yeah,
know.
he's stretchy.
He's stretchy.
Yeah, he can basically become whatever he wants to become.
So he's he
He's
can
kinda like
morph,
Gumby.
he's a shapeshifter.
Kinda.
Yeah.
But he just uses his body. So like
Oh.
what Gumby does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like I want to be a car, and he turns into a car, and you can drive him.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. That's your number one pick.
that's my number 1 pick with Jake the
Wow.
Dog.
Impressive. We had an entirely different list that time,
Yeah.
dude.
Oliver, your number 1 dog.
Man, we put him on the spot.
Charlie from All the Dogs Go to Heaven.
Charlie from All Dogs Go to
Oh,
Heaven.
man. All right. Well,
There we go.
there's 11 dogs, kids.
There's 11 dogs.
11 dogs.
I should have put like Pongo
Oh,
and
from
Perdita on there.
Dalmatians. Yeah.
Actually, probably Lucky.
I thought of it, but yeah, it's like that's such an ensemble cast. Like none of them really, even Lady and the Tramp, like none of them really stand out as, ooh, that's my favorite
And yeah,
one.
like, we didn't put any of the Aristocats on our.
On our cat
Our cat
list.
list,
No, I
did
think
we?
that was one of the things that Liam had a problem with.
Yeah, there was no.
Yeah.
Well, Liam has a problem with a lot of things.
Yeah, he doesn't like our top fives.
He doesn't like our top fives.
No, he likes some of them. He just had a real problem with our cats one, which he still hasn't told us exactly why.
Yeah, no. Did we ever get his list of top cats? I don't think we got his list
think
of top
so.
cats. He was all complaining about it, but then we
Yeah.
never got anything.
Yeah, well.
And he
Liam, send us your top 5 cats, dude.
He was never like, yeah, Josh, I'll do awesome duet with you at D23. That never happened.
I want that to happen.
I mean,
I want you guys to be like standing in front of the castle at Disneyland singing
dude, I'll
that.
dress up like Jasmine. I got.
I don't. No.
problems with that.
I don't want that. No.
I want that.
Nobody wants that. We don't want that. But we do want the singing.
You see me look a little belly shirt.
Now you guys. Oh, now it'd be cool if you guys did a Disney bound. You know what that is?
No, what's that?
Okay, Disney bounding is where you create an outfit.
It sounds not good.
No, it is.
You're gonna get Disney
It is.
bound.
You create an outfit of normal clothes, but it's all inspired by a character because all of the Disney characters have an iconic color scheme. So like if you wanted to Disney bound as the genie, you'd have like a light blue shirt, a red belt, and dark blue pants, and you could be Disney bounding as the genie. Now you kind of fancy it up, or you give it a little something.
Like teal and aquamarine.
Yeah, with like a gold belt or something,
Cool.
Like you could definitely Disney bound as Jasmine.
Did she have like a single?
And I could see him in a vest.
Yeah,
So
little headband.
we could make this happen. I think we need to get you and Liam Disney bounding as Jasmine and Aladdin, singing A Whole New World.
Will you be Apu?
I will be Apu.
You should.
Yeah. I like monkeys, unlike you.
Oh yeah, 'cause monkeys are gross.
All right. Well, I think that's about it, man.
That was
We've
a
been
fun-
talking forever.
Yeah, we've had a lot of breaks in here.
Yeah, but it's your birthday episode,
Yay.
so we just talked and talked and talked.
So for my birthday episode, are you gonna edit this?
I don't think you want that. I don't know how
Because
to.
it would just be this hour and 36
Yes,
minutes.
yes.
Like,
It'd be like,
"Post."
nailed it.
All right. Well, so I guess we're done.
I think we're done.
Any other thing? I'm gonna cut
No?
out what we said about Rogue One before because
Yeah.
we did go into some spoilery stuff.
We
So
definitely
without
did.
any spoilers, did you like the CG elements in this movie?
There were some pretty phenomenal CG elements.
And
there
then
were
was one
some
not phenomenal CG.
Well,
Actually,
and everybody's
two.
saying that, but I need to
Well,
see
no,
it again
there's
because it's
another
so
one.
quick.
There's another one.
There is.
Think of like some weird tentacle hentai that's in that movie. You know what I'm talking about.
I can't think of it, so I have to watch it
Okay,
again.
yeah.
You know me; I don't have any details in my head anymore.
Yeah, but there's the one character.
Mhm.
Well,
Pretty
it's not
good.
really a spoiler because we knew that he was going to be in this and he was going to be CGI.
I didn't.
Oh, well. Well.
But all in all, very good.
Yeah.
I thought.
Still better than The Force Awakens. Oliver, better than The Force Awakens?
I like it better.
Gavin, better than The Force Awakens?
I like Force Awakens better.
Of course, he has to be the contrarian.
No, I
Weird.
just have an
I
opinion.
can see why you would.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, we had talked about it. It's like better characters in The Force Awakens.
Remake it 4.
Well, they should remake all of them.
What?
Oh no.
They pretty much already did with 7. Remake
Like-
4 again.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You
No.
can do the same character. I mean, if you can make a really cool looking, Grand Moff Tarkin, maybe you can do some CG with some of the other characters. Maybe make them a little bit better. Maybe make Luke less whiny.
Luke? What about Anakin?
Anakin's fine. We know Anakin's gonna be whiny.
He is.
And that's just Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, that's true.
And Jake Lloyd.
Have you seen him in
sorry,
anything
Brittany.
else? I've never
Jumper.
seen him in anything else.
You ever saw Jumper?
What's that?
It's about
The Samuel L. Jackson movie.
yeah, it's the Samuel L. Jackson movie. It's like if you can control Quantum Leap, but no, not really. It's more he's like Nightcrawler.
No, Nightcrawler.
He's a teleporter.
A Nightcrawler is a big worm that you use when you go fishing.
I mean, if you want to, eat them, like how to eat fried worms.
Yeah, there's that too.
Eat those.
Yep.
Wow, that was a fun ramble.
This is an amazing close to an episode. Fantastic.
Josh, edit that out.
Josh, where can all the people find you, dude?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. What about you?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Gavin Audison Art.
You can find the podcast on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast and on Twitter at Animate Podcast. You can listen to all of our episodes on iTunes, Stitcher, and through our web browser at www.animationstation. I guess I don't have to really put the WWs.
I think people know it.
Just go to animationstationpodcast.com, click on the podcast tab, and it will launch all of our wonderful podcasts.
Yeah.
Right. So, we done?
We done. Out.
So,
Lion King out. We need to end it with that beat that the movie ends on. And then they can just picture the Lion King.
Ha!
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then they'll just picture in their minds the black screen with the red letters, the Lion King.
I'm leaving all this in.
Do it.
Thank you for listening to the Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Animate Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes. And join the conversation at SecretSuperheroClub.com, where you can connect with our podcast friends, Cloud City Cast, Getting Into Comics, and Shaun of the Gathering.